Hi guys, welcome to Laughing with Luna. I'm your host, Luna Lemondrop. With me as always is my co-host, Cruz.
Cruz!
Wow. My eardrum. I was just about to say it is raining in the studio, aka the car. So hopefully you don't hear the raindrops, but now that Cruz has introduced herself, you may not be able to hear anything ever. So still give us 5 stars on the reviews, guys. So, today's topic, I have not previously discussed this with Cruz because I wanted her genuine reaction to this. But a few episodes ago, Cruz took it upon herself, without my permission or knowledge, to tell you guys why she is fully convinced that I'm a serial killer. And I have adamantly denied all allegations. But now I get it. Because I recently visited my parents, which is not far away, because it sounds like they live far away, but they're literally like a mile from my house, but I don't visit very often. Still love you, Mom and Dad.
Lies! She lies.
Well, Dad brought up a funny story. Funny to him, but to me was concerning, that I completely forgot about in middle school. So my dad is a very overprotective father, for one thing. We'll just get into that real quick of how overprotective he is. I had training wheels on my bike until I was 10. I'm not lying. It was embarrassing. I'm still embarrassed about it. But it was because he didn't want me to fall and hurt myself. And I get it, but at the same time, like, I was 10.
Yeah.
10.
He definitely didn't want to be a part of my childhood, because my brother and I used to, go on opposite sides of the road and, run into each other to see who'd get the biggest strawberry.
Yeah. My dad was a very overprotective father. I mean, one, he wanted a boy, and it's very obvious, because he would wake me up at, 4 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday and be like, hey, let's go hunting. And I'm just like, I don't want to. And I eventually got out of the hunting thing because my aunt told me that if I don't want to go, just go with him one more time. And then the second a deer comes out and he gets ready to shoot, just scream bloody murder. And I did that, but she didn't really warn me how angry he was going to be about that.
Yeah.
And so, he did not speak to me the entire ride home, and the hunting camp was, 45 minutes away. But I did, the deer came out, and he was like, there it is. And he, raises his gun, and I just screamed bloody murder like I'd been stabbed to death. And I was, 13. And, no, I was 14 or 15, because I was in high school. But he never asked me to go again. The entire ride home was silent. And you could just tell by his facial expression that he was not only pissed, but just disappointed in my entire existence. But he never asked me to go again, so I got out of going hunting with him. Because I told him, I was like, I will fish with you. I enjoy fishing to a point, but, I didn't enjoy hunting. I don't like sitting there being quiet. And every time I would go, I would just bring a book and read, and he didn't like that. And I was like, what am I supposed to do while we're here for hours? And plus, I don't like waking up on Saturdays. Not waking up early. That's my time. Sleep time is precious. But anyways, another thing that he used to do when I was younger that I thought was completely normal until, we got to the age where girls were going to slumber parties and stuff. And I was like, wait, y'all's dads don't do that? And they were like, no. And it was because my dad would have an escape plan. He would just bust in my room in the middle of the night. I mean, not while I was asleep, but when I was getting ready to go to sleep, it's dark, I'm in bed, just not asleep yet. He would just bust in the room and be like, we're under attack! And he would expect me to, escape the house as if we were under attack. If a kidnapper or a burglar came in and was threatening to, murder our entire family. And, I mean, to the point of me opening the window, pushing out the screen, and jumping out of my house.
Wow.
That's how far he went with this. He fully expected this of me. And he would do that, I would say maybe 2 or 3 times a year.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
When I was young, 6 or 7. So yeah, I grew up terrified.
Yeah, a little bit.
I thought that we were going to potentially be under attack at all times. But yeah, I thought that was completely normal up until, slumber parties, and they were like, yeah, our dads don't do that. That's very strange. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, that should give you a little bit of basis of why I am the way that I am, I guess. But something that he found hilarious that he brought up recently that happened in middle school was he was scared. He was nervous that when I got to high school that I wasn't going to be able to handle myself when it came to, like, guys. And he was very overprotective with the point that, like, he didn't want me to, like, get in an abusive relationship or get overpowered by a guy, the normal stuff. And, I mean, I get it. I understand why he thought that way. But he said that there was a breaking point or, like, a huge moment that happened in middle school where he was no longer nervous for my well-being and my safety because he was like, oh, she can handle herself. And it was because, like, I think it was either 7th or 8th grade. There was a guy that came up and slapped my ass that I did not have in middle school because, I was like 12. Like, I didn't have an ass. It was literally just skin and bone. He slapped my ass at, like, in front of the lockers or whatever. And I didn't say anything to him at that point, but I wrote him a note and delivered it to him again in the hallway, like, after class. And apparently the note got circulated around because it scared him. And it eventually got into the hands of a teacher. Which ultimately got me and this guy sent to the principal's office. And I was threatened with suspension. And he was too, because I explained why I wrote the note in the first place. And they were like, well, we can't get a hold of your mother, which is rare. We're going to have to call your dad. And I was terrified because I was like, oh my God, my dad is so strict. He's going to be so livid, blah, blah, blah. He found out what happened. He was not mad. He defended me, like, to the T. He was like, you are not suspending my daughter. I raised her this way. I've never been more proud of her. And, like, he's also laughing because I guess it just shock of, like, what I wrote in the note. He kept it. He kept the note. And I will read it for you now because he handed it to me, and I still have not shown this to my husband because he's going to leave me if he sees how dark my mind is at 12 years old. He's going to be like, she's had plenty of years to mature and get darker. But since he slapped my ass, I was like, dear, we'll call him Alex. Dear Alex, if you ever touch me again, I will rip out your insides, feed them to you, while you are gasping for air and begging me for death. Wow. Thanks, Luna. Okay, first of all...
Definitely a serial killer.
I should have been suspended. Second of all, I should have been arrested. What the fuck? I was like, I don't remember this. Like, I do now, but, like, I guess I just blocked that from my memory because I didn't want to think about how awful it was. But, like, this guy has not spoken to me since. Like, we even went to high school together after middle school, went to high school together, didn't really see him. If I did see him, he would just kind of, like, acknowledge my existence and then just kind of disappear. And I was always appreciative of that in high school, because I was just like, what happened. But it's like I blocked out the note that I gave him. Like, I remember, like, ripping him a new one, but I don't remember, like, how graphic I was in the note.
Yeah.
But literally I was like, I'm going to rip out your insides, feed them to you while you're gasping for air and begging me for death. And I'm just like, who the fuck was I in middle school? I'm 12 years old and I'm just like, badass gangster bitch. Like, what the hell? Like, what kind of mob boss did my dad raise?
Oh, man.
Like, and the teachers were, like, concerned, obviously. And, I mean, it's warranted. Like, they should have been concerned. But my dad thinks it's hilarious. And I'm like, this is why I am the way I am. This is why my friends think that I'm secretly a serial killer. And this is why my friends think that my dad is a mafia boss, which he's not. That I know of. But I was like, this makes so much sense.
Yeah. See?
So, yeah, I wanted to share that story with y'all because I don't know how I did not get suspended. Honestly, I should have been suspended, but I also should have been arrested and under investigation because, wow. That's all I have to say.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So, what's new with you, Cruz?
Nothing. Just scared for my life now.
Great. Wanted to bring up some recent news via Twitter. One news article stated that because of the Australia fires, our thoughts and prayers with Australia right now, because of the wildfires, they had people dropping like vegetables and like food and stuff from airplanes to help the wildlife that is still out there, because like some of the fires have subsided. I don't know if they've completely subsided, but I know that there's some places that are just like completely just barren because of the fire, but they're hoping that the wildlife eventually will like come back. And I'm sure that since it's all of their forests are dead, they don't have any food. So the article was basically saying like they're dropping food, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh my God, that's so great. And then my next thought was like, imagine being a cute little animal that survived the Australia wildfires just to be knocked the fuck out by like a yam or a carrot. Like, it's a great idea, but at the same time, I'm like, now I have two things to worry about. I'm concerned that these animals are not going to live because there's no food. And two, I'm concerned that the food is going to kill them. I'm just like, can we please just get through one thing at a time? There has to be another way. Like, it's a genius way, but at the same time, I'm like, but what if?
Yeah.
So, fingers crossed that doesn't happen. The second news article that we saw recently.
The iguanas.
The iguanas. So, there's been reports that Florida is experiencing super cold weather right now. And they said, please prepare for falling iguanas. Because they said that it will get so cold in Florida that iguanas will literally fall from the trees. And I was just like, oh my God. First of all, I didn't know that could happen.
Yeah.
Second of all, I think it's hilarious that, like, the Weather Channel reported this. Or I don't know if it was the Weather Channel, but, like, they said that it was forecasted. Like, they forecasted in one of the news areas in Florida that it was going to get so cold that iguanas were going to fall from the trees.
Yeah.
And so then I immediately was just, like, thinking about the Australia thing too, and I was just like, imagine just walking to work, like you're just like on the sidewalk minding your own business, and then you get knocked the fuck out by a frozen iguana. But apparently, like, I was like, are they dead? And I like did some research, and apparently, like, they're not dying, but like if they get cold like that, they literally just freeze up and they're like paralyzed.
Yeah.
And so they were saying, if you see one like that, you know, please don't like kick it or like throw it away or, you know, dispose of it. Like, please just put it in a safe spot where it can warm up again and thaw out, and it will go right back to normal. And I was like, okay, great.
Yeah.
But also, I'm just like,
so sad. Like, oh,
it's not raining cats and dogs. It's raining frozen iguanas.
Yeah.
So, yeah, those were two interesting articles that I figured, you know, y'all would enjoy and share some humor on, because they were definitely different headlines than we're used to seeing.
Yeah, definitely. We don't have iguanas here in Alabama.
Yeah.
He's like, rowdy renting.
All right, give
bitch.
us the intro.
God.
You've barely spoken this entire time, and our viewers have noticed. Our viewers are like, God, is Luna ever going to let Cruz talk?
We're on TV? Oh my God.
Okay.
We have viewers.
Our listeners, which is like 4 people, but like our 4 listeners have noticed that it's only Luna talking and Cruz isn't. And I just want all of our listeners / viewers to know that I'm trying, but she's literally just quiet.
I'm just a quiet little mouse.
And she's also a weirdo, which is the only reason she's on this show. Alrighty then. Anyways, my rant for today is an unnamed gym that is going to remain unnamed because I don't want to get sued. But I recently joined a gym solely because of their tanning packages. Because I was like, okay, if I join this gym, I can not only work out, but I can tan on my work or on my lunch break. And before everybody gets all up in my, like, business about tanning, like, I go to the dermatologist once a year and I get checked. I'm still healthy. It's fine. I get it. I'm not promoting skin cancer. But, like, if I want to do what I want to do, just mind your business and let me do what I want to do. Okay? Okay. Glad we're all on the same page. If I get the skin cancer, it's my own fault. I would only blame myself. What else? Anyways. Joined to go to the tanning beds on my lunch break. I got set up, went to their tanning area, got a room and everything. First of all, I was not told that I would have to clean the room, like clean the bed myself, which I've always done anyway, like at other tanning salons, because I'm like, I don't trust them. It's like teenage girls working, and they probably just like swipe it a little bit and they're like, all right, I'm done. And I'm like, germs! So I was like, okay, I'll just clean it myself. Clean it myself and everything, get undressed, get lotioned up, get in the tanning bed, and everything's fine. It's all nice and relaxing and warm in this winter hell that we're in right now. Get out of the bed, and I realize as I'm getting dressed that there's not a mirror in the room. And I was like, what the hell? I was like, how do you know if you look okay? Like,
yeah.
There's not even a face mirror in the room. So I'm like, I don't even know if I'm red. Like, I don't even know if I got burned or not because I can't see anything.
Yeah.
So I was like, wow, I hope I look okay. But then I was like looking around and there's no towels in the room either. And I was just like, what the heck? I was like, every tanning salon I've ever been to has had mirrors in the room and like little hand towels in the room. That way, like, if you sweat because you're human and you're in a heated sun lamp, you can dry off with it.
Yeah.
But like, all they had in there was like the brown paper towels that they have in the bathrooms. And that was like to clean the bed. And I was just like, so am I supposed to use that to dry myself off with? I was like, that's gross. That's icky.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, that's strike 2 for me, but whatever. Strike 3 was I went the next day. And since the next day I was there okay, so the day before that, wow, I'm just all over the place today. I can't talk. Okay, Monday, I went at 12:36 to tan.
Yeah.
But since Tuesday, I took an early lunch and showed up at 11:43, and it hadn't been a full 24 hours, I couldn't tan. So I was like, but even though, like, it's a different day, like, it's a new day, and he's like, it has to be within 24 hours. And he was like, I can't override the system. And I was like, that's fucking dumb. But I know that you don't make the rules. I know it's corporate, whatever. Okay. So I let it go. I went back at 12:36 and I went to tan. And I was like, kind of just like irritated because it was just like one thing after another. Like, I was shocked that there was not a mirror.
Yeah.
I was shocked that there wasn't a hand towel and that I was going to have to bring my own. And like bring my own mirror to make sure like my makeup isn't running and to make sure that I look okay and all of that. But then like the whole 24-hour thing, like it's so strict that I was just like, that's strike 3. Like, I was so irritated. So in the tanning bed, I'm just like, I'm waiting for it to kick on and everything. I've already cleaned the bed. And then I was just like, I wonder what else is an issue here. And whenever I like got out of the tanning bed and went to clean it, I, like, sprayed the cleaner, and I was like, this doesn't even smell like cleaner. And I was like, I bet it's water. So I drank it. And guess what? God. Not fucking water. I'm just kidding. I didn't do that.
Yeah, actually, if we did.
What if I had gotten, like, superpowers or something? Like,
no.
Just turned into a straight-up Ninja Turtle.
I mean, unless it's sewer water.
Let's just hope it's cleaner. I'm just gonna have to start bringing my own Lysol wipes, because at first I was like, I'm just gonna cancel. Like, I'm already irritated. I'm just gonna cancel. But then I was like, my work pays for half of this. I'm literally paying $12 a month.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm just gonna keep it. I was like, because at first I was like, I'm overreacting, and then I like asked some of my friends, and they were like, no, these would be issues for me too. So I was like, I'm just gonna cancel. Like, I'm just irritated. Like, it's 2 days in a row, and I'm just like, I'm 100% not impressed. But then I was just like, it's $12 a month.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm just gonna keep it and just deal with it. You know, first world problems. But yeah, that's my rant.
Nice.
What is your rant today?
I don't think anything's pissed me off lately.
Okay, well, Cruz is getting kicked off the show because, you know, she doesn't speak on here anymore. I know y'all don't even know what her voice sounds like.
It sounds like they're serious.
That's exactly what it sounds like 24/7. Oh, it's so concerning.
Oh, yeah.
Moving right along to guess that acronym.
Yeah, guess the acronym. I'm pretty sure I do that different every time.
You do it different every single time, but it's fine.
It's supposed to be a different.
So we'll eventually like pick our favorite and just like have it as like an intro.
Just want to stay hip.
Okay.
Change it up. Be cool. Be unique. Be unique.
I'm done with you. Today's acronym is B as in berry, A as in apple, C as in
calculate.
Charlie. What did you even say?
Huh?
What did you even say?
Calculate.
What is that?
No, I just made it up because I was going to say calculate.
Okay then. Well, my first guess is better act classy.
That's pretty good. Pretty good. Like, hey, you know, we're going to a work function tonight, so
better act
BAC.
classy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Should tell that to my husband and his friends. Not my husband, but my husband's friends. So our last one, they were just like talking about random stuff, and he was like, I'm embarrassed for you. And I was like, tell them to stop.
That's not it.
Always gonna embarrass me. But yeah, better act classy. That would be a good one too, like when you're like, you know, like your most embarrassing friend is just like acting a fool in public, like downtown or something, and is like super drunk, can't hold her liquor, and you just, hey, BAC.
Yeah.
Pull yourself together.
BAC.
And BAC.
Yeah.
You better act classy.
PYT and BAC, bitch.
Yep, just like that.
Thank you.
Second guess is beavers are cool.
Why in the hell would you think that would be what it stood for?
I don't know. I had to have 5 guesses, and I was running out of, like, legitimate, you know, what it could be. So I have to put something silly in there every once in a while because, like, my brain can only do so much. My next one is best abiding cats, which is non-existent because cats aren't going to abide by anything. They'll do whatever the fuck they want.
This is true. I have 3, and then my roommate has 1. So there's 4 cats in the house, and they just do whatever they want all the time.
Yeah, they're like, we run this shit.
Exactly.
You fetch me food, human. Fourth guess is butts are comfortable.
They are comfortable.
Like, have you ever used someone else's butt as a pillow?
Yeah.
God, it's the best pillow in the world.
Is.
Like, why don't they make pillows butt-shaped?
We should do that.
Yeah.
I bet they do.
Oh my god, that's
I bet
genius.
Amazon has butt pillows.
I bet they do. Look it up.
Look it up now. But that's also wrong.
Okay. My last one is bro. Always chill.
If this were like a frat boy kind of thing, then yeah.
Well, you never know.
But no, it's not.
Oh, all right.
They have car seat butt pillows, but I want like a butt shaped pillow.
Yeah, for like sleeping. So what does BAC mean?
The buttress pillow.
Oh, she found one.
Amazon has the buttress pillow, the world's most bootyful pillow for all kinds of sleepers for $69, but it's not Prime. However, if you look another way, it's an elfish go corgi butt shaped cushion, which we all know corgi butts are the cutest butts ever. And it's only $13.95 and it's Prime 2-day shipping, bitch. Let's go.
And she just ordered it.
Yep.
So back to the acronym. What does BAC stand for?
Blood alcohol content.
Oh shit, I knew that. I literally knew that.
I really thought you were going to say, yes. Like, she knows this. I'm using, like, the easiest acronym.
I know. I was a criminal justice major. I should have known that. Like, I mean, I did know that, but, like, I should have guessed that immediately. I've been out of the game too long, man.
You suck.
I know.
I'm adding this. I'm definitely ordering this. Thank you, Amazon, for having everything.
I know, Amazon does have everything. I actually moved my Amazon app out of my shopping. Like, I have a shopping folder.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I have, like, my bank account, my credit card account, and, like, all of my shopping apps in one folder. And I actually took Amazon out and moved it at the very, like, back of my phone.
Yeah.
Where I would have to, like, scroll through pages of apps to get to it. Because I was spending too much money on Amazon, like...
It's really easy to, though.
It is.
So easy.
Especially during Christmas, because I was like, okay, got Christmas taken care of, and then I would see something that I would like, and instead of, like, asking someone for it for Christmas, I was like, I'm just going to get it for myself. I'm a strong, independent woman. I have money.
Whatever.
Purchase. And then I was like, damn, I've spent a lot of money on Amazon. And speaking of, recently, I bought a swimsuit. I'm trying to prepare for Hangout Fest in Gulf Shores. Hangout Fest is in May, and some of my favorite artists are coming this year because I said that I would never come. I would never go back to Hangout Fest because I'm too old for it, and I just don't fit in there, and it's just not for me. Like, I was like, I'll never go again unless Foo Fighters come back or Red Hot Chili Peppers come back. And lo and behold, Red Hot Chili Peppers was on the lineup, and I was just like, well, I have to go. I have to. So I'm trying to prepare and, like, buy clothes for it and everything, because, like, some of my swimsuits are kind of old, and I don't have, like, very many, like, blue jean shorts that fit good. Like, all of my beach clothing is kind of, like, raggedy and not cute. And I was just like, if I'm going to do this, I'm going to go all out. Like, I'm going to have to do it the way it's meant to be. So I've been buying, like, denim shorts on Amazon, and I finally found a pair that I really like, and now I'm going to have to, like, buy it in every color. I just have to. Like, those are the rules. I don't make them. You just have to. But then I was like, you know what? I'm going to try a one-piece swimsuit because they're in. They're in.
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm going to get a one-piece swimsuit that's, like, that has, like, the zipper in the middle for, like, the cleavage and everything, because I do have big boobs. Like, that's not me bragging. I just have big boobs. But I also have a long-ass torso. And that's a problem for one-piece swimsuits, especially nowadays, because they refuse to make them any other way now, except for, like, the high-hipped kind, like, from the 90s. And when I ordered it, it didn't look high-hipped, but when I got it, just even having it laying on my bed, I was like, oh, this is a high-hipped swimsuit. I didn't realize that. It didn't look like that on the model, but, you know, the model probably wasn't even real. Like, they probably just stuck it on there and was like, yes, this is the swimsuit. I was embarrassed for myself when I put the swimsuit on. I mean, it was ridiculous. First of all, it was a full thong, and I didn't know that either.
Most of them are now.
When I bought it. The zipper barely worked.
Oh, God.
But since I do have a long-ass torso, and this swimsuit was high-hipped, the hip cutouts were basically, like, at the same level as my belly button. And I was like, I can't. Like, it looked like I put, like, a crescent roll smashed up into the swimsuit.
Oh, my God.
Like, it was ridiculous. I was like, so, like, I'm returning it today. Because I was like, absolutely not. Just can't. So I was like, everybody's just going to have to see my stomach. 2-piece swimsuits for life, because the one pieces just ain't working.
It really is hard to find a really cute one.
I just don't get it, though, because, like, I can get a bodysuit, and most of the bodysuits fit. Like, I do have trouble finding them, but I don't have near as much problem finding a bodysuit than I do, like, a swimsuit.
Most people do use bodysuits for swimsuits now. I mean, like, the one-piece ones. That's usually only because people don't actually swim with them.
And I plan on, like, at least getting in the water sometimes, because, like, the last time I went, it was hot as fuck, and I was just like, I have to, like, cool off somehow.
Yeah.
Because they have watering stations, and then they have alcohol, but it's like $10 for a beer, and I'm just like, no, I'll just thirst to death. Yeah. I'll be fine. So I'm planning on just drinking just water and maybe finding some way to sneak alcohol in, but I haven't done that much research on that yet. So if you have any ideas of how to sneak booze into a festival...
Why don't you just do vodka and water?
But you can't show up with a water bottle. Like, the water bottle has to be empty when you walk in.
Put it in your swimsuit.
They do a check.
Wow.
I don't think they, like, check you, but, like, I mean...
I'm sure they wouldn't, like, dig into your, like...
My cleavage, yeah. But...
Or your boobs.
I would have to find a way. I'm going to find a way. I'll figure it out.
There's one way.
Are you about to say what I think you're about to say?
Probably.
Absolutely not. Get out of the car.
Just put it in your butthole!
All right, guys. That ends our show. Just kidding.
Wow.
Real quick, what's one thing that made you laugh this week?
Your face.
Wow. Devastating. So clever. I'm pretty sure you've used that same line, I don't know, on like 6 episodes now.
I have. It's really hard to, like, pinpoint something that's made me laugh this week. Not because I laugh every day. But it's like, you have to be there moments. Like, they don't know us like that. They just listen to us. They don't, like, get it.
Are you done?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you going to tell everyone at least one thing that made you laugh this week? And all of our listeners left us 1-star review.
Sorry. I really, nothing that would make anybody else laugh. No.
Okay. Well then.
What about you?
Shit, I can't think of anything either.
WBY. What about you? What about you?
I guess the swimsuit. The swimsuit made me laugh. I mean, like,
yeah,
it was like laugh and also like cry, but it was a lesson learned, and I was just like, well, this is just, you know, I had to be 28 years old to figure out that one-piece swimsuits were just not for me. Because, I mean, like, up until this point, I've always done two-piece swimsuits, and this year I was like, you know what, I'm going to try something different, you know? I'm still young, I can try new things, and this was like, no, honey. No, you should not.
This is a very sad time in our lives.
It is, but we're not going to talk about that because that's going to bring down the mood. And this is Laughing with Luna, not bring down the mood with Luna.
I mean, it's sad because it's so funny that we're getting so old. But it's mostly sad.
And that concludes our show. We're going to take the rest of our lunch break to cry.
Yeah, pretty much.
Bye! Bye! Oh my god!